the first Monday of retirement. The coffee is brewing, just like it always has. But the usual morning buzz of emails, the chatter from the next cubicle, the "Hey, did you see the game last night?" by the water cooler, it's all gone. Instead, there's silence. A deep, profound silence that you weren't quite expecting. You knew you were leaving your job, your projects, your title. But did anyone ever tell you that you'd also be leaving behind a whole social network? That you'd be losing your work friends? It's a strange kind of loneliness, one that can catch even the most prepared retiree off guard. For years, maybe even decades, your days were filled with people. Now, the quiet can feel deafening. Today, we're going to talk about this unexpected side of retirement, the fading of work friendships, why it happens, and how you can navigate this new chapter without feeling left behind. First, let's get clear on what a work friend really is. These are the people we spend 8, 10, sometimes more hours a day with. We share inside jokes about the boss, complain about the new software update, and celebrate project wins together. These relationships are built on a foundation of shared proximity and shared purpose. We're all in the same boat, rowing in the same direction, day in and day out. This creates a powerful bond, a unique kind of camaraderie. But it's different from the friendships we build outside of work. Our real friends, the ones we've known since college or met in our neighborhood, are connected to us through shared life experiences, values, and personal history. We don't need a project deadline to call them. The relationship exists independent of any external structure. Work friendships, on the other hand, are often tied directly to the workplace environment. The office itself is the social glue. You see them every day because you have to. You talk about work because it's the biggest thing you have in common. It doesn't make these connections any less real or valuable in the moment, but it's important to understand the context they exist in. Think of it like this. Your work friends are your teammates in the professional league. Your personal friends are your family, your lifelong supporters, cheering from the stands no matter what game you're playing. Both are important, but their roles in your life are fundamentally different. Recognizing this distinction is the first step to understanding why things change so dramatically after you hand in your badge. So, you've had your retirement party. You've gotten the cake, the gag gifts, the heartfelt speeches. Everyone says, "We'll keep in touch." And they mean it. You mean it too. But then a few weeks go by. The group chat you're in gets a little quieter. You text a former colleague to see how the big project is going, and their reply is short, busy. Slowly, you realize the invites to after-work drinks have stopped, not because they don't like you, but because you're just not there. This is what I call the disappearing act. It's not a malicious vanishing. No one decided to cut you out. The simple truth is, the shared context that held your friendships together is gone. Their daily lives are still wrapped up in the deadlines, the office politics, and the new intern who can't figure out the coffee machine. Your life is now about figuring out what to do on a Tuesday morning. The common ground has eroded. They're still running the race, and you've crossed the finish line. Their conversations are dominated by things that are no longer relevant to you. And honestly, trying to keep up can feel a bit like trying to listen in on a conversation in another language. They might even feel a little awkward talking about work stress with you, the person who has escaped it all. It's a natural, albeit painful, drift. The threads that connected you were woven into the fabric of the workplace. Once you leave the building, those threads naturally begin to unravel. It's not personal, it's structural. Acknowledging this loss is so important. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel a sense of grief. You've lost a significant part of your daily social life. For years, these people were your constant companions, your sounding boards, your daily dose of human connection. To suddenly lose that can feel like a part of your identity has been stripped away. The worst thing you can do is let this sadness curdle into bitterness or resentment. Don't fall into the trap of thinking, After all those years, they just forgot about me. They haven't forgotten you. Their world has just kept spinning on its axis, an axis you're no longer a part of. So how do you process this? First, allow yourself to mourn. Acknowledge what you've lost, the daily banter, the shared lunches, the sense of belonging to a team. You can even write it down. Journaling about your feelings can be incredibly therapeutic. Second, try to reframe your perspective. Instead of focusing on the loss, celebrate what you had. Be grateful for the years of camaraderie, the support, and the fun you shared. Those memories are yours to keep forever. Finally, manage your expectations. Some work friendships might evolve into genuine, out-of-office friendships. But most won't, and that's perfectly normal. Maybe one or two of your closest work pals will make the transition. Cherish those connections. For the rest, wish them well and appreciate the role they played in your life for a season. This isn't about being forgotten. It's about transitioning into a new phase of life. Now for the exciting part, building your new social world. Retirement isn't an ending. It's a grand-scale repurposing. You've spent decades building skills, gaining wisdom, and developing a personality. Now, you have the time and freedom to build connections based on who you are, not what you did for a living. The key is to shift from a network built on shared employment to a community built on shared interests. What have you always wanted to do but never had time for? Join a hiking club. Take that pottery class you've been eyeing. Volunteer for a cause you're passionate about. Go to the local community center and see what's on offer. You'll be amazed. These places are treasure troves of potential new friends. The beauty of these new connections is that they're based on genuine, shared passion. When you meet someone on a guided bird-watching tour, you already have a powerful common interest. You're not talking about TPS reports. You're talking about the migratory patterns of the cedar waxwing. The conversation is instantly more personal and authentic. You're no longer Dave from accounting. You're just Dave, the guy who loves photography or is surprisingly good at pickleball. You have a lifetime of experience and wisdom to share. Be a mentor. Join a book club. Start a weekly coffee group with other retirees in your neighborhood. You have the power to create a social life that is richer and more fulfilling than you ever imagined. Your purpose is no longer tied to a job title. It's tied to your passions, your curiosity, and your desire to connect with others on a human level. So, your social life doesn't end when you leave the office. It just changes. It's a transition that requires patience, self-compassion, and a little bit of proactive effort. The quiet of that first retirement Monday doesn't have to be a permanent state. It can be a blank canvas, waiting for you to paint a new, vibrant social picture. I'd love to hear from you. Have you experienced this drift with your own work friends after retiring? How did you handle it, and what new communities have you found? Share your stories and wisdom in the comments below. Your experience could be exactly what someone else needs to hear right now. And if you found this conversation helpful, please consider subscribing for more insights on making your retirement years the best they can be. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.